Hi, welcome to the Catholic Corner. I'm Monsignor Walter Nolan. Do you remember in the old days when we used to call religious education CCD? Lots of people still call it CCD, which stands for Confraternity of Christian Doctrine. The proper term for what we refer to as teaching the Catholic faith is religious education. It's not your grandmother's CCD anymore. My guests today are going to talk about religious education, but also about one of the newer ways, if I could say that, to teach the faith to our children. It's a summer intensive program. And the idea that is instead of having children go to shorter classes on school nights during the school year, they attend longer classes during the summer. Sister Mary Agnes Ryan is a servant of the Immaculate Heart of Mary. Sister Mary Agnes is the director of the Ministry of Catechesis and Evangelization Department for our own diocese, the Diocese of Trenton. Sister Mary Agnes was born in South Dakota, Deerwood, South Dakota. She has spent most of her religious life as a teacher. She has also held the position of Director of Religious Ed in several parishes. Nancy Uffer is a religious education assistant in St. Joseph Church in Toms River. Nancy coordinates registration for all the religious ed students, 1st through 8th grade. And she also coordinates communion and confirmation practices and ceremonies. Nancy also assists the Faith Formation Director with planning of the summer program. And Marge Halloran is the Director of Faith Formation at St. Joseph's Church in Toms River. Marge is a retired teacher, but you're never retired. She holds a master's degree in education and theology. She's also the director of the RCIA team. And Dominica Volo is the coordinator of religious education at St. Catherine's Church in Homedale, New Jersey. Dominica started as a volunteer catechist in 1999. Dominica completed the Diocesan Certificate Program in 2006 and became the parish catechetical leader in 2011. St. Catherine's in Homedale currently has a little over, are you ready? A little over 1,100 students in their religious education program. And they now have approximately 570 students attending one of the 2 summer sessions each year. They first implemented this summer program in 2007. Welcome, young ladies.
Thank you, Monsignor.
Wow.
Thank you for having us.
You know you're the salt of the earth and the heart of our church. You know that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Besides that, you're women. And God blesses all you way more than He bless us guys, I think. I say that because my
Sometimes.
mother told me to say that all the time. So listen, Sister Mary, we're going to start with you. You know, let's begin with religious education. You know, just what is it? Has it changed in your experience over the years? And I know I mentioned it's no longer called CCD, but I'm laughing because just yesterday somebody said CCD and a young newly ordained priest said, it's religious education.
Well, religious education is about the instruction and formation in the faith of our children and young people. And a parish has the responsibility to provide this. It can be done in a regular religion class in a Catholic school. That's religious education. If you have a private Catholic academy and you have class on religion, that's religious education. For the children who do not go to a Catholic school or private Catholic academy, or who are not homeschooled in the traditional understanding of homeschooling, the parish provides the opportunity for the children to come to learn about the faith. And for many years, it was called CCD, and then it moved to parish religious education, PrEP, to religious education, RE, and so you have a mixture of all of these terms used by different people depending on where they've come from and what their experience has been.
And what their age might be.
Yes, what their age is. But religious education is about the instruction and then the formation in the faith.
In our diocese, and maybe you could even explain this, if it's different from other dioceses. What's like germane to our diocese with religious ed? What's not the model that you yourself direct or the bishop would like to see us have?
I would say it's not really different from the other dioceses in which I've served. Primarily, you have the traditional weekly class during the school year that would run for an hour to an hour and a half. The textbooks that are used are usually pretty well developed and on the conformity list of the Bishops' Conference that help the catechist, who are not usually professional teachers, impart this knowledge as well as activities to remember it and take it home. That's still true in every diocese, no matter how you do that. In this diocese, the summer religious intensive programs is something that I have not found in the other dioceses in which I were. So I was very interested this summer and visited a couple of them to see what they were about.
Let's talk about that then, okay? Tell me about this summer intensive program. Sister, maybe you started, maybe you can kind of join in your own experiences.
Well, I visited Marge Halloran and Nancy at St. Joseph's in Toms River for their one day of their 1 week 9 to 3:30 program. And so I'll let you take it from there.
We've had summer intensive for several years. We started with just 3rd and 4th grade, added on 5th and 6th.
Mm-hmm.
This summer we went to grades 1 through 6 in the summer. The program that we ran was 2 different options. They could come for half day, 2 weeks, or full day, 1 week. And what we found, which I was very surprised at, when we were taking in registration, so many more of our children were registering for the full day. We had more than double register for the full day than the half day. So we knew that a 6.5-hour day in the summer might be difficult. So we added a music component. Our children's choir director and assistants came and they had music every day for the children. We had an art program every day so that it broke the day up. And what we found was the teachers found that they were able to cover more material in the 5 days all day than the teachers that were having the half-day program were able to do, and that was quite a surprise for us.
And we had professional educators, which we found to be so important. God bless volunteers. They've been with us for decades, but having professional educators made a tremendous difference. Some people asked about like first graders, incoming first graders. In Toms River, they haven't learned to read yet. That's changing because the curriculum in the public schools have changed, but our first graders really, many of them didn't read. But those professional teachers, they got right in, jumped into action and modified their plans and made it work. And those first graders had a great time. They learned, they were happy to come. It was a great experience for everybody.
It's almost like summer camp in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Monsignor, it really was, and what we found was the joy on everyone's face, and that told the tale for me and Nancy. The children came dancing in every morning, happy, excited. Every parent that walked through the door said, oh, it's day 2, and they really couldn't wait to get here. Day 3, day 4, all throughout the week. Parents were happy. Kids just radiated joy. It was a pleasure to walk down the halls and in and out of the classrooms because we saw how much fun they were having. And I really believe if they're there and they're happy and they want to be with us, we can teach them anything.
You know, you just said something that's part of my DNA. They were having so much fun. I think that's a key to life. And I learned that myself one time when I was doing some work with priests. And there was somebody on television, a businessman, and he said that they asked him why he thought he was so successful. And I don't want to get into this because it's another whole story. But he actually said, because I believe that I try to get my people to have fun. And we're not talking parties, to enjoy. And I don't care whether it's the littlest kid to the oldest priest around. When you're enjoying what you're doing, whether it's the teacher, moms, that sisters, the priest, that's a key. So I thank you, and I think the more we can allow our, well, I don't care what we're doing in the Catholic Church, because I think there's so much joy in the Catholic Church and so much beauty in the Catholic Church that we could never stop. Even when you talk about music and art, I mean, who started a lot of the music programs? Who started all the art? I mean, go back to our history. But anyway, God, you were going to say something, sister.
I wanted to add that in speaking with the pastor, Father Scott, he was with all of the children every day for the closing prayer at 3:15, I think it was. A priest can commit 15 minutes for 1 week that he would not be able to do sustain throughout the year. He said to me, I don't know the children, but they know me. They high-fived me on their way out. It brought a whole different relationship with the pastor, being in church, being with the priest. So that was another plus.
Absolutely. That is one of the greatest blessings that we've had with the summer program, is the relationship with the pastor. Also, for my parish, we've been blessed to have seminarians for the past few years. And many of the seminarians have been able to teach in the summer program, which really let them understand and learn what a religious education program is like, what it's like to work with the children and the catechists and be a part of parish life in a different light. And they have loved every minute of it. In fact, a few of them, they wanted to come back, but they were sent to a different parish. They just absolutely loved it, and that was truly a gift for us.
And you both have two great parishes and some great priests. I was thinking of Father Scott, with his music, and I mean, as a priest who doesn't have any of those kind of gifts, I used to look at these guys. You plan everything and you work hard and everything. They walk out with their little music and all the kids are jumping all over them, which is a wonderful thing, a wonderful thing.
And these parishes have large numbers in the programs.
Yes, we do.
Say you have how many?
1,100.
1,100. And how many are in the summer program?
500, between 560 and 580 children each summer.
That's great.
And one of our other blessings, one of the greatest gifts that we have is the teenagers. We have teenage volunteers every summer, and last year we had 160 high school teens that volunteer in the summer program, many of which do both sessions because they love it. They do it because they want to. Of course, they start out, they want their volunteer hours, but they come back for more, and they bring their friends, and I never turn any of the teens away because they're here, they're relearning their faith, they're giving back to their community, they're role models to the children, and they have grown in leaps and bounds, many of which have become catechists. And we've had, this summer was the first time we had 3 of our high school students that went away to college. They came back over the summer and taught again this year because they really just enjoy being part of it. So it's the blessings just keep on giving with the summer program.
And that's another key. The teenagers love to pass on what they feel themselves, and they think that they're. We have to be important.
Absolutely.
We have to be important. I don't care. That's why little kids, I guess, get in trouble. They're always saying, "Look at me, Mom and Dad." And I think that's a great connection.
Yes.
That the more we can make those dots, the more that people will be finding the joy. And then that's a wonderful thing. Sister?
Absolutely.
I wanted to say that I think Bishop O'Connell is very open to any way that will help promote the knowledge of the faith, all of the tasks of catechesis. Not every parish is equipped to have a summer intensive program. Parishes do not have to have that, and I really want to be clear with that. No parish has to have a summer intensive program. And if the traditional weekly program really works in your parish, you stay with something that is working. You don't start to make changes until you realize something isn't working as well as it used to. So there are parishes that are providing this option for those parishes that are not providing summer intensive religious education programs to really look to, call, find out about, visit. but it be really clear that parishes do not have to have a summer religious intensive program.
You know, I think what you're looking at all the time is a change in society. You know, nowadays the children can't basically get places. I mean, we don't have a bus system, and you know, and we certainly worry about our children not being, you know, chaperoned or having somebody with them. And I also think that at times the youngsters get tired if they've been in school all day long.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the psychologists tell all of us, even adults, you know, that 4 o'clock time is almost nap time, I guess, whatever it is. So you have to just keep, you know, because I certainly believe that our families, our children, and all, you know, there's a God who put his DNA right smack in our hearts, and that's what we have to just develop, to open up the heart and let the people find the goodness and the love and the experience of all of that. So and professional teachers, I think all of these the pieces that you're talking about are pieces that are helping.
Now, there's another component to this, because the concern would be you have a great program for 2 weeks in the summer. What happens over the course of the year until next summer? And so different parishes have called it family catechesis, intergenerational catechesis, and maybe Dominica and Marge and Nancy, you could share, what do you offer during the year that keeps the connection going with the families and the children?
Right now, we have the commitment from the families that they must commit to come to 2 family masses that we have throughout the year, one for Advent and one for Lent. That is the commitment that they must make, and they do come. We have a day where we have a family mass, and that's when they come. But throughout the year, we invite them. We have different opportunities to come, that we have family activities or family parish picnic, Advent wreath making. We're going to have a family mission this year where we're inviting everyone to come. So throughout the year, we invite the families to come to the different activities, but they must attend the 2 family masses that we have specifically designed for the summer program. And it works. It works. They come. The children can't wait. The families enjoy it. And we learn, we grow, we pray, we worship, and we're a community.
We're doing something similar. We've invited the children to come during Advent and Lent for a service in conjunction with the children that we have coming right now for the regular traditional program. And the different things that Dominica was talking about, anything that's going on in the parish that's family appropriate, we are extending an invitation to them. We do a great deal with email so that we're in contact with them all the time. And in addition, every month we send them information, things that they can do at home with their children, whether it's saints that we're learning about whose feast days are that month, or whatever might be appropriate to the liturgical season, so that the parents have it right there at their fingertips. And the other thing, the calendar, Nancy, do you want to?
Over the summer, we subscribed to an activity calendar, and there was one for July and one for August that we distributed to our children in our program. And we have another one coming up for the season of Advent. Same, trying to use safe paper, send it home electronically, and have the parents work with the children with different activities for each day during Advent.
So then there is a connection, and you keep it going basically all year.
Yes.
And then I'm assuming that the parents too can do things with the children during the year.
That's
Because
what we're
once you
hoping.
kind of
That's the
whet the
goal.
appetite,
That's the goal.
there's more, and the children will always ask questions.
Absolutely.
We try to remind the parents that they are the primary catechists, but rather than just saying that,
Yes.
we're trying to give them the tools so that they can serve in that role. If we provide the information, here it is, and it's easy for them to do, then they can step right in and do those things.
Because otherwise they might get the feeling like if you say you're the primary catechist, it's like, whoa,
Right.
I don't have the degree or whatever they think they might. How about using space in a Catholic school, or if you don't have the Catholic school, using space in your parishes? Is space an okay thing for most of you?
You know, Father, the summer is a wonderful thing. because in the summer, the space is ours. We're not sharing space with the Catholic school. So we're not in somebody else's classroom. We can hang the children's work up. We're not concerned about what was left on the blackboard. You know, the space is ours. And the children truly felt that the building was theirs. So it made a tremendous difference, because as welcoming as they might be in the school, I taught in a public school, and when I had to share space, it's difficult. So the summer, there are none of those issues at all. It's our space, and there it is, so we can run our program. We just have to work around their cleaning schedules. So we plan well in advance. We put our dates on the calendar weeks ago for next summer, because we have to make sure that
Being an old pastor, I can tell you that, yes, those concerns would come to our desk every once in a while.
I'm sure.
Somebody pushed the book out of the way, or somebody, you know, and the nice part about that is you at least try to say, yeah, we are all brothers and sisters, you know. I think that's that's the message that we're trying to get across here.
That's right.
And you don't have a Catholic
We
school,
don't have a
but
Catholic school. We have a preschool that that uses the space on the mornings during the school year. So, but we have use of the entire facility and the whole campus, and we're very blessed with outdoors. We use the church as a classroom every day. We use the whole facility, inside and out, and to see the children sitting outside, learning. Their classrooms are outside when the weather is nice, taking walks throughout the facilities and just viewing the art and learning all about their church and being a part of it. They feel that it's theirs, and they don't want it to end. That's really, they're sad when it's over, which is shocking.
Well, I'm not so sure. Yeah, I understand what you mean with Dominican when you say it's shocking. But children like to be together.
They do.
They really do. They might say, oh, we don't want to go to school, but that's why I think it's the summer program is they miss each other.
They do.
It's true.
And the children come from so many different schools.
Sure.
At least in Toms River, it's such a big school district, such a large sending district. And we found this summer, teachers were telling us for the first time, their children were exchanging phone numbers and email addresses because they were able to bond together and form relationships. So now when they come to church, they're seeing not just, well, you might be in my class at school, but hey, you were in my religious ed class.
Yeah.
So new relationships
And
are
it's even
forming.
nice on a Sunday Eucharist for them to see
each
their
other.
friends, or to see their teacher, or to see whoever they see.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And as a
Absolutely.
pre-celebrate, I don't care if the little one's up there waving at somebody.
Right.
Go ahead.
Or to
keep-
see their pastor, right? Because
That's
children are
right.
going up to Father Scott,
Right.
still high-fiving them. And
Sure.
Father Scott, I was in the summer program.
Wonderful.
And it's great for everybody.
Wonderful. How about the catechist for a whole day? Is that a hard thing to get catechists in the summer program?
Well, my program is a half day.
Half day.
So we do 2 weeks for half day, and we have volunteers. We don't have, our catechists are volunteers, and some of them are teachers or people that are working in, professionals throughout. Some of them will take off from work for vacation and just to be a part of the summer program. We have people in every denomination, every type of background, which is a beautiful thing, teachers to professionals and to volunteer stay-at-home moms, and it's wonderful. It's just a wonderful program, and to see the whole community.
How about the sacraments during the year? Like you have first communions, not in the summertime, and confirmation. How do you integrate all of that with everybody?
We added a family catechesis component to our First Communion prep this year, so that the bulk of their preparation for First Penance and First Eucharist are happening on a Saturday with parents present, so that we're bringing in the summer children and the traditional children at the same time and doing it all together, so that we're spending that time, and then they'll all receive communion at the same time. We do have a 5-Mass option for them in the end of April.
Now, can they choose the option that they might want? Is
They
that-
can.
Okay.
We give them a choice. We actually just sent it home with 5 different Mass times over 2 days, and they're able to select the one. They give us a first and second choice. And for the most part, we've always been able to accommodate the first choice.
Great. And the Catholic school children and the religious ed students, are they together now?
No, they're not in our parish.
Okay.
and I don't have a Catholic school. So our sacramental prep is done during the year. Our second graders do come to the regular traditional religious ed program during the week, but our 8th grade program meets once a month on Sundays. And that's, again, a different program that we implemented to meet the needs of the children and to help them grow as best as we can in their faith.
Do you find that 8th grade program, that's the confirmation program,
Confirmation
do you
program.
find that to be a healthy thing also?
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. It's actually become my favorite program because I see the children really become disciples. They're learning to live their faith. So between the summer program and then the 8th grade, we're teaching them how to be disciples. And when they receive the sacrament of confirmation, they truly are receiving that sacrament with their hearts. And it's a beautiful thing.
And they want to do more?
They do.
They want to do more?
They do.
Gosh. Any challenges or obstacles that you would like to share?
My challenge
2
is
minutes.
My challenge is I don't have enough space for all the children that want to be in the summer program.
Wow,
We
great.
run out of space, and that's our greatest challenge.
We found out last year, because we're spread out over 3 buildings on campus, that for parents to see their child safely to the classroom was a challenge, because they might have had to go to 2 or 3 different areas. So this year we're going to start in church every day. We'll have a quick opening prayer so that the parents can bring all of the children to the church, and then pickup is in church because Father Scott will close again with prayer every day. So that overcame the biggest challenge that we found in the summer.
And the children love to participate in their own prayers. If they make up something or they want to, or sometimes you give them a chance to, who do we pray for? I mean, their hands are all over the
Yes.
place, you know?
They also were able to see different ministries that are available for them, whether it was children's choir, altar servers, junior lectors, and because they were able to sample those programs over the summer, we saw a nice amount of growth.
One
in the
quick
numbers.
success story. One quick success story.
I have a little Down syndrome girl whose mother called me to tell me that her child did not do the summer programs with the town. And the town asked her why the child wasn't in the program at school. And she said, because you can't give me what my daughter gets at church. She is a part of a community for the
God bless
first
you.
time.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. For more information, any kind of information about religious ed for your families, your children, contact Sister Mary Agnes Ryan at 609-403-7129. Bless you and bless you for the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank
So-
you,
so
Monsignor.
beautiful.
Thank
for your
you.
hard work.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So
Thank you
beautiful.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.